Take a slow breath and allow your attention to soften. The landscape moves gently, without urgency, without effort. Water glides across smooth stones, each ripple forming, then fading as the river continues its quiet journey. The sound of flowing water is steady, consistent, comforting. It reminds the mind that movement does not need force. Progress happens naturally. When resistance fades, the river curves through open land, reflecting the sky above, carrying fragments of light along its surface. As you watch, your breathing becomes slower, deeper, more relaxed. Thoughts begin to drift, like leaves floating downstream, appearing, then disappearing. The river widens, its pace unhurried, its direction certain. Nearby, tall grasses sway with the wind, moving together, then apart. In a quiet rhythm, there is no rush here. Time stretches gently, allowing each moment to exist fully. The land rises slowly in the distance, forming rolling hills that gradually become mountains. Their presence is calm and steady. They do not move, yet they influence everything around them. Clouds pass slowly over the peaks, casting soft shadows that drift across the slopes. The mountains remain unchanged, grounded, balanced. They invite stillness. The air feels cooler here, cleaner, lighter. Each breath feels refreshing, as though the space itself is breathing with you. Forests appear along the lower slopes, trees standing tall and quiet. Leaves rustle gently, creating a soft, natural harmony that blends with the sound of water and wind. Light filters through the branches, falling in slow patterns across the forest floor. Nothing competes for attention. Everything exists in balance. The forest feels protective, enclosing yet open. Roots spread beneath the ground, connecting tree to tree, sharing strength without sound. The atmosphere encourages patience. Growth here is silent, steady and constant. A path opens between the trees, not defined, yet naturally formed. It leads deeper into calm. Birds glide effortlessly through the air, then disappear into the canopy, leaving behind a sense of quiet motion. The forest breathes slowly, its rhythm steady, uninterrupted. As the trees thin out, open grasslands return, stretching outward in every direction. The horizon feels distant, yet welcoming. Wind moves freely here, brushing across the grasses, creating waves of motion that never fully stop. The openness allows the mind to expand, to release unnecessary tension, to rest without effort. Nothing demands attention. Nothing pulls you away. The river reappears in the distance, narrow again, quiet again, continuing its endless flow. Water reflects the changing sky, sometimes bright, sometimes soft, sometimes muted. Each reflection fades gently, making space for the next. The cycle continues without pause. Mountains, forests, grasslands, and water exist together in harmony. No beginning, no ending, just continuous presence. The wind shifts direction, subtle but noticeable, changing the movement of leaves. And grass, clouds drift slowly, their shapes forming and dissolving without attachment. Everything moves when it needs to, and rests when it does not. The river never stops flowing, yet it never hurries. The mountains never move, yet they shape the land. The forest grows quietly, one leaf at a time. The grass bends, then rises again. The scene remains calm, unchanging in its purpose, endless in its rhythm. Breathing stays slow. Awareness stays gentle. There is nothing to finish, nothing to complete. The landscape continues, moment after moment, flowing naturally into the next, and so the water moves. The wind whispers, the trees stand, the grasses sway, and the land remains at peace. The light shifts slowly across the land, not suddenly, not dramatically, but gently, as if time itself is moving with care. Shadows stretch and soften, then slowly retreat, leaving behind a sense of balance. The river continues its quiet conversation with the earth, flowing around stones, through narrow passages, and into wider, open spaces. Each movement feels intentional, yet effortless. The sound of water blends with the distant wind, creating a steady background rhythm that calms the senses. Nothing interrupts this flow. Nothing competes along the riverbanks. Grasses lean toward the water, their tips brushing the surface, then lifting again as the current passes. Small details emerge, then fade, never demanding attention, only offering presence. The air remains still enough to feel peaceful, yet alive enough to feel real. Mountains stand quietly in the distance, their outlines softened by light and atmosphere. They seem closer at times, then farther away, depending on the movement of clouds and mist. The sky feels wide, open, unrestricted. Clouds form slowly, drifting without direction, changing shape without purpose or urgency. The forest appears again, dense in some places, open in others. Tree trunks rise steadily from the ground, each one different, each one complete. Leaves move gently, responding to the smallest shift in air. The forest floor remains calm, covered in layers of earth, roots, and fallen leaves. Everything here feels grounded. The sound travels softly, never sharp, never sudden. The environment encourages awareness without effort, attention without tension. As the view opens once more into grasslands, the sense of space expands again. The land stretches outward, meeting the sky at a distant line that never fully arrives. Wind passes freely here, moving across the open fields, creating patterns that appear, then dissolve. The grasses respond together, then individually, then together again. Movement exists, but stillness remains. The river curves back into view, its surface smooth in some areas, textured in others. Light reflects and breaks apart, reforming continuously.
Without repetition, each moment resembles the last, yet is never exactly the same. The mountains remain present, silent witnesses to the slow changes below. Their steady form offers a sense of stability, a reminder of patience, of endurance, of quiet strength. The forest breathes again, its presence subtle but constant. Birds glide through the air briefly, then vanish beyond the trees. leaving the space undisturbed. Nothing lingers longer than it needs to. The scene continues to unfold naturally, without instruction, without destination. Water flows, wind moves, light shifts, the land remains. Awareness stays soft, open, unfixed. The rhythm continues, steady and uninterrupted. As rivers, mountains, forests, and grasses exist together, in continuous balance as the landscape continues to unfold, everything begins to move a little more slowly. The river still flows, but its surface appears smoother now, as if it has settled into its natural rhythm. The sound of water becomes more even, moist, blending gently with the air around it. Mountains remain steady in the background, unchanged, unmoved, their presence calm and reassuring. Forests stand quietly, trees resting in their place, leaves barely moving, as if listening. The grasslands stretch softly beneath the sky, their motion slowing, their waves becoming gentle and wide. Nothing needs to change. Nothing needs to happen. This moment is complete as it is. Breathing feels easy now. Natural. Unforced. Each breath arrives on its own and leaves when it is ready. The mind grows quieter, thoughts becoming less defined, less demanding. Awareness remains, but without effort. The land continues to exist in harmony. Water following its path, wind moving where it wishes, light resting where it falls. Time feels less important here. Minutes pass softly, almost unnoticed. There is a sense of space, inside and out. The river reflects the sky one last time. Its surface calm, its movement steady. The mountains hold the horizon, firm and balanced. The forest remains present, protective and still. The grasses sway lightly, then pause, then sway again. Everything rests within its own rhythm, and within this calm environment, the body can rest as well. Muscles soften, the jaw relaxes, the shoulders feel lighter. Nothing pulls your attention away. Nothing asks for response. The scenery continues gently, moment by moment, without beginning, without urgency, and as the images flow onward, the calm they carry remains, steady, quiet, and ongoing, moving naturally into whatever comes next. Thank you for spending this time here. If you enjoyed this peaceful journey, you're welcome to share it with others. Feel free to leave a comment and let us know how it made you feel. And if you'd like to experience more moments like this, subscribing will keep you connected.